Hey there everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another writing update for you. So in my last writing update I told you all about how I had shelved the Caspian Chronicles, how I had written a new novel, and how I was then revising that novel, and how once I was finished with those revisions I was hoping to start in on writing a new novel. So let's talk about what progress I have made on all of these fronts. So first things first, the Caspian Chronicles, it is still shelved, and I'm thinking it's probably going to be shelved for quite a while, not because I don't love it, you know I love it, but because I've spent so long working on it, I just want to keep taking this time to write new novels, to give all of these other ideas that I've had for so long the attention and the time that they deserve. Before I get back into, rewriting the first book in the series and all of that jazz. Like, I just still need some time away from it, and also just based on still where the market is and everything, I just don't think working on the Caspian Chronicles is the smart career move right now. So overall, I'm still letting it sit for a while, but day by day I'm feeling even better about having shelved it, especially with the progress I've been making on my other ideas, giving those ideas room to breathe. So it's really exciting, and so I feel very content and happy with my choice still to shelve the Caspian Chronicles. So then next there was the new novel that I had successfully drafted and was then revising, which I nicknamed Cute Gay Rom-Com Novel. That has been successfully revised now, and I want to go a little bit more into detail into what that drafting and revision process actually was, because I didn't really go too far into detail last time. So basically what had happened was I wrote out this draft, and I ended up calling it a zero draft because it just didn't feel like it was a complete first draft yet, because there was already, by the time I was finishing up writing the end, I was already okay, I need to go back and I need to add in these scenes, I need to add in these descriptions, these certain things don't make sense anymore based on where I took the story, so I need to change them a little. And also I wanted to change the tense of the story because I had written it in first person past tense, and I wanted to change it to first person present tense. So all of those changes I knew already that I wanted to do, so I felt like the very first draft that I wrote was really a zero draft, and then the revisions that I just did made it a complete first draft. And I'm actually really happy with how the revisions went. So basically what I did was I transcribed the story, so I had the original zero draft open in one window off to the side, and then I had a new blank draft open in a different window, and then I copied it over, but as I copied I changed the tense as I wrote. And I did this for a couple of reasons. First, I had to change the tense anyway, and it's so much easier to transcribe and change the tense than to go through the document and try to change it in the original. That is the hard way to do it. If you're changing tense, just transcribe it. Hot tip, just do that, because doing it any other way is ridiculous and stressful. But I also did it because it's just a revision tactic that I like to use in general. I feel like it makes the story keep its natural flow. If you try to add things in or change things in the actual original document, it makes it feel kind of patchworky, and it feels choppy and incoherent, whereas if you naturally add it in as you're transcribing and it's you're writing it for the first time, the flow is a lot better and it fits in a lot easier. But yeah, so I went through, fixed the tense, added in a couple of scenes. For example, I had a scene that ended up being in the novel that was between one of my main characters and his brother, and they get in this big fight, and it was a scene I hadn't previously anticipated, because when I'm like a plantser, so I plot some things and I pants some other things, and so when I plotted out the basic outline of this novel, I just did big plot beat stuff, and a lot of that revolved around the actual romance arc and not like the individual character arcs for each character. So this scene between the boy and his brother ended up being a scene that was necessary for his character arc, but that I hadn't anticipated. So when I got to that scene, it worked really well, but then I realized I hadn't established the main character's relationship with his older brother before then, so I had to go back in my revision and like add a tiny scene to show like what the relationship is like and why this fight would happen and why it would have such a big effect on the main character and stuff like that. So that was stuff again that like even after I wrote that big fight scene, I was like, I'm gonna have to go back later and add in that scene, but I didn't want to do it while I was doing the original draft because I was really trying to do kind of a fast draft, like as in not editing as I go. And the reason I did that was actually just I was kind of experimenting. I knew that some people wrote like that. I personally have always kind of edited as I went, but I wanted to try out not editing as I go just to see if I liked it and if it worked for me. And I mean, it got the draft done faster, but also then I had to go back and do this big revision to make it like a first draft. So like, does it really make a difference if you're fast drafting and then you get a 0 draft and you have to revise it to get a first draft, or if you just take a little bit longer to edit in the moment and then you maybe get like a full first draft on your first try? I don't know. I just personally think I'm gonna stick to editing while I write for future books just because it's my process. I tried it the other way. It didn't do anything spectacular for me, so So then after I finished that revision, I actually sent that first draft off to my critique partners Lexi and Gabby, who have been my best friends since forever, and they're both big readers, and Lexi likes to write books too, so they both have like a very firm grasp on how a book should work. So that's why I trust them to be my critique partners, them to be the first eyes on my project. And I actually told them, like, don't rush, because first of all, they're grown-ass adults doing their grown-ass adult things. Like, they cannot make my book a priority, and like I understand that. They're doing me a huge favor by helping me and giving me critiques about my story. So I told them not to rush it and that they had like at least 2 months, because this leads nicely into the next update, which is that I have started writing a new book. So I really want to get the first draft of this new novel done before I go back and look at Cute Gay Rom-Com novel again and incorporate whatever Lexi and Gabby might say, whatever notes they give me, and whatever notes I already have up in my head, because again, I have ideas of things that I want to add that I think will fill out the story a little bit more, but I didn't want to add those things until I got my critique partner's input, because maybe my ideas are really stupid and bad and would make it worse, so I want to run it by them first after they've read the story. So I'm letting it sit while I am writing this new book. And I have nicknamed this new book Space Pirate Novel, because it's about pirates in space, so makes sense, yes? And I'm really super excited about this novel in particular because it's just everything I love to write. Like, I love Cute Gay Rom-Com novel, but it was kind of my first real time I've ever written a contemporary novel all the way through. Like, I've tried writing some in the past, but this is the first one that I finished, so it's special in that way. But with Space Pirate Novel, like, this is the kind of stuff I've always written, you know, it's sci-fi and it's got like a badass female main character and a really like hot, smoldering romantic lead, you know, it's just everything I'm used to writing, so it's fun in its own way. And so far with Space Pirate Novel, I am about 6,000 words in. I just passed that 5,000 word milestone, which, woohoo, hooray! I'm 3 chapters in, but I'm kind of considering merging chapters 2 and 3. I don't know yet. We'll see. But either way, it's going really good. I'm loving the main character. I'm loving her dynamic with the love interest already. Like, they're not even romantic yet because they've got some serious things to work out first, but I'm really loving their dynamic because they're both alphas, okay? And let me tell you something about writing two alphas. It is the most fun thing because they're both like constantly challenging each other. Like, nobody's submissive in this relationship. Nobody's just like, okay, I'll do whatever you say. Like, one of them wants one thing and one of them wants a different thing, and they just challenge each other, and it's whoever has the upper hand is the one who wins, and that's it. And it's so fun to write. I'm pretty sure my main character is a Slytherin, which is different. I don't know if I've really written very many Slytherin main characters before. It's definitely a lot of fun, but I am most definitely not a Slytherin, so it's just a fun dynamic to write a Slytherin character when I myself am not a Slytherin. I have to put myself in that unfamiliar mindset. So all in all, like, just, I'm having a blast writing this book in particular. Again, I love cute gay rom-com novel. It was so fun to write, and I'm excited to get back in and revise it and really polish it and make it shine. But as for, like, the fun of writing a book and getting to, like, get witty commentary from the main character and witty dialogue between her and the love interest and action scenes and stuff, like, this is my shit. I'm also really solidifying my own writing process, which is something I've wanted to do for a while. I really struggled with finding my own writing process because I even made a video about it where I was talking about how easy it is to see somebody else's writing process and think, oh, they are successful by doing this thing, and so I'm going to do exactly what they do, and that'll get me published. And I really struggled with thinking that and trying to act on that, and obviously it didn't work out for me because it was somebody else's writing process, and somebody else is not me, so their process is not going to work for me. But now I've really kind of pieced together something that seems to be really working for me, and I'm really excited about it. So once I've had a little bit more experience with using this writing process, maybe I'll make a video telling you guys about it and how it's kind of working out. But for now, just know that what I've got going on is really going well. And also, just aside from the writing process, I've also been trying to get myself in general on a schedule, and that's been working really well too. I've been going to bed at 10 o'clock every night, and I've been waking up at 7 o'clock every morning, and the first thing I do when I wake up is I sit down at my desk. I'm not allowing myself to write in bed anymore because it was a bad habit and it was not inspiring creativity or progress. It was inspiring me to lay there and watch Netflix instead. So I sit at my desk and I'm not allowed to get on social media or anything. I have to write for at least an hour. I usually make myself a nice cup of hot chocolate because me loves me some hot cocoa. And that's been working really well. It's been getting me to get a lot of words on the page really early in the morning, which is when my brain is at its best. I used to think I wrote better at night, but turns out I was lying to myself. So I'm definitely at my best in the mornings, and I've been getting a lot of really good words down, and then I have the rest of the day to do whatever I need to do, whether that's go to work or it's do some chores like laundry, cleaning my room. I've been trying to keep my room clean and my bathroom clean, and all of this probably sounds like such normal things that normal people do, but like, that's the point. I wasn't doing them and I was suffering because of it, and now I'm trying to be a responsible adult who has a schedule and does things that she needs to do to live a normal, healthy adult life, and it's working. So there you go. So yeah, overall I'm just flourishing both in my writing life and my just everyday life, and I'm feeling really, really, really good. So that's all I really have to update you guys on. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. There's a like button, comment section, whatever. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!